The gate tore open above the city, a wound of purple light. Saito's hand was already on Yuto's back, a shove, not a push. The offer of bait accepted without a word.
No hard feelings, Yuto. Someone had to test the waters.
He fell through the roaring dark, landing hard on stone. The portal sealed above him, and in the silence, claws began to scrape. The creatures came from every shadow. Yuto fought, but there were too many. His blood pooled on the dungeon floor, his screams swallowed by the dark.
So, this is how it ends. Thrown away like garbage.
And then, light, a ragged gasp. His own apartment ceiling. The calendar on the wall read a date 2 years before the gate even existed.
I'm alive, but this date, the gate hasn't appeared yet.
He clutched his chest. No wounds. The pain was gone, but Saito's smile burned in his mind like a fresh brand. A second chance. The future was his alone to weaponize.
I'll prepare. Every trap, every weakness. When that gate opens again, I'm walking in first, not being thrown.
Days later, Yuto descended into the forgotten archives beneath the city, where forbidden techniques slept under dust and wards.
The vault's severing fist. In my last life, a madman used this to crack a dungeon boss in half, if I can master it.
But power like this demanded a price, a relic to anchor the technique's backlash. Yuto knew exactly where to find one. That night, a shadow slipped into the Crimson Auction, a market for relics the guilds pretended didn't exist. The room stank of old money and older blood. A rune-etched bracelet, its silver surface pulsing with imprisoned gravity. The auctioneer called it cursed. Yuto called it salvation.
3 million yen. More than I can afford. But I can't leave without it. Not if I want to survive the dungeon's gravity traps.
When the hammer fell, the bracelet vanished. And so did Yuto, a ghost in the chaos he'd carefully engineered. By dawn, Yuto stood in an abandoned factory on the city's edge. The bracelet hummed on his wrist as he opened the scroll.
Vault's severing fist. Strike with the mind first. Let the body follow. One mistake, and my own bones will shatter.
He raised a fist. The bracelet flared, and the air itself bent. 2 years to become something Saito would never see coming. After a week of bruising failure, Yuto knew the bracelet held secrets he couldn't unlock alone. He needed a relic researcher, someone who asked no questions.
Miyuki. In my old life, she deciphered a dungeon core's language. If anyone can unravel this bracelet, it's her.
He found her in a cramped lab stuffed with relics, her glasses glowing in the lamplight. She didn't look up as he entered.
Who sent you? If you are from the guilds, you can leave your bribe on the table and walk out.
Yuto placed the bracelet on her desk, the runes reflected in her widened eyes.
I need to understand its gravity pulse. Name your price.
My price is access. I study it fully, and any technique derived from it, I learn too.
Yuto hesitated. Sharing knowledge with a stranger was a risk, but without her, the technique would devour him. He agreed, and the partnership began, fragile and sharp-edged. By the week's end, Yuto could channel the gravity pulse without shattering his arm, but the full vault-severing fist still eluded him. The countdown continued. Yuto hammered his fists into concrete, the bracelet blazing. The vault-severing fist remained a whisper.
These scars won't matter. One clean strike is all I need.
His body became a map of small failures, misaligned energy, bones cracking. But each wound taught him something. While Yuto broke himself, Miyuki pored over the bracelet, tracing runes with instruments that hummed ancient frequencies.
Yuto, there's a second layer, a projection map. The runes align with dungeon architecture.
She pressed the runes. A pale light unfurled, a map of the dungeon, showing hidden paths and trap placements.
A map of the dungeon. Every trap, every shortcut. She's handed me the keys.
The map showed symbols Yuto recognized, pressure plates, illusion chambers, the boss arena's secret exit.
With this, I can clear the gate before anyone else even steps inside. Saito will never see it coming.
Scarred and battle-ready, Yuto now held the dungeon's blueprint. 6 months left, time to sharpen the blade. Without warning, the sky split open. A massive gate of violet lightning tore into the city square, months before Yuto's memory had predicted.
This isn't right. It's too early. I still have 6 months.
Sirens wailed. A public alert blazed across every screen. Gate incoming. Seek shelter. The city collapsed into chaos. Before the tremors settled, Saito's guild stood armored at the gate's threshold, his smirk as cold as the day he'd pushed Yuto to his death.
Remember, the gate's treasures belong to our guild. Any other parties are simply bait for the monsters.
Yuto found Miyuki in the panicked streets, her face pale. The map's secrets were worthless if the guilds locked the entrance first.
Yuto, Saito's faction is mobilizing now. They'll seal the gate with wards. We have hours, not days.
If they seal it, all my preparation is meaningless. I refuse to be locked out of my revenge. Miyuki, we go tonight. I've waited 2 years for this. I won't let Saito close the door.
The plan was shattered. Yuto was less ready than he'd hoped, but ready or not, the door to the dungeon was open, and the past was rushing to meet him. In the shadows, Yuto watched Saito's guild assemble their last expedition. The air hummed with the gate's menace.
The dungeon needs a sacrifice. Pick someone weak. The monsters will swarm the bait first.
They're going to do it again. Use someone as bait to clear the way.
It worked with Yuto. The gate opened without resistance. We'll repeat history.
Not this time. I won't let another person die for his ambition.
Later, he burned his old guild insignia. The symbol of his past life turned to ash.
I decoded the final floor. The boss room has a hidden gravity trap. Avoid the central rune.
I'll memorize it. Keep the guilds off my back until I am inside.
Saito's wards activate at dawn. You have hours. Go now.
Before dawn, I'll be inside. This time, I am the one hunting.
Back in Miyuki's lab, Yuto raised the bracelet to the gate's projected energy trace. It pulsed a slow, unnatural rhythm.
This resonance, it's not just a map. The bracelet is mirroring the gate's own heartbeat.
She activated the full scan. A holographic image of the dungeon unfolded, but layered, as if built on top of itself.
Illusions. False walls. False floors. This isn't just a dungeon. It's a labyrinth designed to cage something.
The energy readings, they match a binding spell, not a natural dungeon. This gate is a prison for something ancient.
Symbols of chains and barriers layered the map. Not just traps, but a seal. The core wasn't a treasure vault. It was a lock.
If I clear it, the lock breaks. Whatever is inside gets out. But Saito won't hesitate. He'll open Pandora's box for power.
He made his choice. The bracelet hummed as he adjusted the gravity pulse. Then he turned toward the door without another word. At the gate's threshold, with dawn thin on the horizon, he slipped past Saito's careless guards. The dungeon's cold breath welcomed him.
I'll clear this gate, not for revenge alone, but to keep the prison sealed. One way or another, I am the last line.
The first corridor was exactly as Yuto remembered. Dark stone, glowing runes, the smell of old blood.
Pressure plate, 2 meters ahead. I can use the gravity pulse to step over it.
But the plate never triggered. Instead, a wall slid open, and a hissing swarm of shadow lizards poured through.
This wasn't on the map. The dungeon is altering its own layout.
He crushed them with a gravity burst, but one raked his arm. A shallow cut, bleeding freely.
Every room I clear, the next shifts further from my memories. The gate is adapting to me.
The third chamber was supposed to be a falling tile puzzle. Instead, a hall of mirrors stretched endlessly, each reflection showing Yuto's death.
Illusions. But one reflection moved slower. Its eyes tracked me, not the other way around.
He channeled the bracelet, shattering the real mirror. Shards flew back, cutting his chest and cheek.
Bleeding, but I can't stop. The deeper I go, the less my memories hold. I have to outpace it.
The corridor opened into a fog-filled chamber. No monsters, only a crushing silence.
This silence is wrong. It's too heavy.
The mist shifted, and he was at the gate again. Saito's hands shoved him forward.
I already died here. This isn't real.
Saito's laugh echoed, and the claws tore into him. The pain seared through his body.
Illusion. The dungeon feeds on despair. I have to break it. Focus on the bracelet.
He pulled the gravity pulse inward, shattering the false memory like glass. The chamber returned, cold and real. Yuto knelt, breath ragged, cheeks wet with tears.
The gate is alive. It wants me to break. But I've already died once. I won't let it win.
He rose, the scar of the vision embedded deeper than any wound. The dungeon couldn't kill his resolve, but it had marked him. Saito's party stormed into the gate an hour later, torches blazing. They spread out, laughing at the empty corridors.
Whoever slipped past us was a fool. These traps are primitive.
A pressure plate clicked under a careless boot. The floor vanished, and 3 men plummeted into a spike pit.
Move. Their sacrifice bought us speed.
As the screams faded, Saito drew a small, rune-etched compass from his cloak. Its needle pointed straight down toward the core.
This compass was carved from the core's own shard. With enough sacrifices, the gate will grant a wish, and I intend to claim it.
Miyuki's monitor flashed with intercepted guild chatter. Saito's plan spilled across the screen, a mass sacrifice to fuel the dungeon's prison break.
Yuto doesn't know. He's walking into a blood-fueled engine. If he clears it, the entity will escape with the wish.
She grabbed the communicator and triggered Yuto's frequency. Static howled back. The gate's energy was jamming all signals.
Yuto, you are on your own. Please survive long enough to hear this.
Yuto followed a hidden passage deeper into the earth, emerging into a vast chamber lined with ancient murals.
These images show a war fought in this very space. The gate's true history.
The murals told of a world-ending entity sealed within by an ancient alliance. This dungeon was a prison, not a test.
The core is the lock. Clearing it breaks the seal. No wonder the dungeon fights to protect itself.
But another mural showed a different ending. A solitary warrior touching the core, bathed in light, receiving a wish.
A conqueror can use the core's power. If I reach it first, I can wish the gate closed forever. I didn't come back to be a hero. But if I don't stop this, my revenge means nothing.
He clenched the bracelet, the weight of his choice settling. Press on and risk freeing the entity, or turn back and let Saito destroy everything.
I'll seal the gate first. Then Saito will answer for what he did. One monster at a time.
With the murals behind him, Yuto moved deeper into the dungeon, his mission rewritten. Vengeance would wait, salvation would not. The passage opened into a blazing forge, heat shimmering as a towering metal golem rose from the molten floor.
The golem, twice the size I remember. The dungeon has fed it old fears.
He hurled a gravity wave. The golem anchored itself, barely dented, and swung a molten fist.
No choice. Vault-severing fist, full release, brace for the backlash.
The bracelet shrieked as runes flared white-hot. His fist drove through the golem's chest, shattering the core. Before it could recover, he triggered the ice magic, freezing its joints solid. Then gravity crushed it to rubble. Yuto collapsed among the debris, blood trickling from his nose and ears. The technique had torn something inside.
Almost blacked out. But wait. A crystal fragment in the shards. A stamina core.
He absorbed its energy, a surge of temporary strength. Wounds clotted, muscles steadied. But the damage still ran deep.
No time to rest, the dragon is near, and Saito's footsteps are closing in. I can't fall now.
Saito's remaining 4 stumbled into a circular chamber, the compass needles spinning wildly. The core was close.
This is the final seal. A sacrifice of will opens it. Your loyalty will be honored.
He activated the compass. Runes flared, and the men screamed as their life force was ripped away and funneled into the gate.
The gate feeds on sacrifice. Yours won't be wasted. It will make me a god.
Dark power poured into Saito. His eyes became voids, his armor wreathed in shadow. He was no longer human.
I knew the gate's truth from the beginning. A prison for a forgotten god, and I'll claim its throne. Yuto, Miyuki. They think it must be sealed. Fools. Power is the only salvation. I'll make the entity bow.
The dungeon's whisper reached him, an ancient voice promising what he already craved. He smiled in agreement. The shortcut tore open, a direct path to the dragon's lair. Saito walked through, leaving the dead behind.
I'll reach the core first. The wish is mine. Whatever Yuto thinks he's doing, he's already too late.
Yuto stepped into the sacrificial hall, where bones of past challengers lay scattered like fallen leaves. A lone sword stood upright in the center, radiating a cold light.
This weapon, it was left by the Ancient Alliance. It feels like it's waiting for someone.
The bracelet on his wrist pulsed, resonating with the blade. It wasn't a coincidence. This sword was tied to the same power as the gate.
If I take it, I might be tethering myself to the dungeon's will, but without it, I can't face what's ahead.
He read the names carved on the walls, the sacrifices who'd failed. If he didn't act, his name would join theirs. Yuto gripped the hilt. The blade flared, sending pain through his arm, but he held on. He accepted the burden as the light faded. A voice dripped into his mind, ancient and cold. The entity testing the seal's break.
The entity is already trying to influence me. It's offering visions of Saito, dead at my feet, sweet, but a lie. I won't be its puppet. This sword serves my purpose now. I'll seal the gate, then make my own justice.
The whispers faded, but a weight settled on his soul. He was armed now and more dangerous than ever, but the dungeon knew it. The vast dragon chamber swallowed the light. A shadow behemoth coiled around a pillar, eyes like dying stars. A voice slid into his mind, thick as tar. Warrior, free me, and I will grant you revenge beyond imagining.
It knows my scars, but its promises are just another betrayal, wearing a different face.
The dragon's roar split the chamber. Yuto hurled a gravity wave, but it crashed against its scales like foam.
My techniques barely scratch it. I need an opening. Its core must be vulnerable to the sword's resonance.
He activated the sword, runes blazing. A harmonic shriek cut through the dragon's roar, making it flinch.
The sword disrupts its bond to the gate. That's the key. I can carve a path straight to its heart.
He lunged, the blade piercing a scale near the chest. Shadow fire erupted, hurling him back and searing his arm. A critical hit, but the dragon's vitality was immense. It rose more enraged than wounded.
I landed a hit, but it's still too strong. I can't do this alone, not for long.
Saito emerged from a dark portal, the lives he'd stolen swirling around him. He seized the dragon with chains of shadow, yanking its head down and forcing it still.
Yuto. Together we can kill it. Then we'll discuss who gets the wish.
Discuss. You'll murder me the instant it's dead, but for now, I'll use you like you used me.
Yuto gave a sharp nod, and they attacked as one. Gravity pulses and dark spears tearing into the beast. For a heartbeat, their combined strength made the dragon stumble, scales cracking under the assault. Then Saito's free hand, hidden in the chaos, shot out crackling black lightning aimed at Yuto's back. A gravity shield flickered on, deflecting the blow. Yuto twisted away, teeth bared.
Perceptive. But no matter. I'll just kill you after the dragon.
The dragon broke the chains, roaring. Now 3 enemies circled, each waiting for the first to fall.
The bracelet is already a conduit to the gate's energy. If I open it wide, I can pull in enough power to end this if it doesn't kill me first.
Yuto ripped open the bracelet's limiter. Raw dungeon energy flooded his veins, setting his nerves ablaze.
Every bone is screaming, but the power, I can feel the gate's heartbeat. One strike is all I have.
He combined every technique, vaults, severing, gravity, ice, and channeled it through the ancient sword. The resulting beam tore into the dragon's chest, shattering scales and ripping through the core's protective layer. The dragon convulsed and collapsed, its roar fading to a pained hiss. The shockwave hurled Saito into a pillar, his dark aura flickering. The bracelet shattered. Yuto's body gave out, and he crumpled to the stone, motionless. The dragon lay stunned, its core exposed and flickering. Saito groaned, slowly pushing himself upright. Victory hung in the gap between breaths, the dragon down but not dead, and Yuto's heart barely beating. Light crawled up the sword. The blade fed Yuto the energy it had absorbed, pulling him back from the edge.
The sword, it's feeding me its energy. I felt my heart stop, but it brought me back.
His eyes opened to see Saito reaching for the dragon's core, fingers trembling with greed.
Number. You won't touch it.
He scrambled up, legs almost buckling, and threw himself forward. The blade aimed at the core's center. The blade punctured the core. A silent detonation rippled outward, and the dragon dissolved into a cascade of light. Where the dragon had been, now floated the true gate core, a small, blinding sun that whispered of infinite possibility. Saito recoiled, his twisted face a scream of disbelief and rage.
You wretched insect. I planned this for years. That wish is my birthright.
Yuto fell to one knee, the sword his only support. The core hummed, offering a single command. The core's voice filled the chamber. Conqueror, speak your desire.
Wish for power, Yuto. Together, we can rule this world. I'll give you anything. Wealth, revenge. Just don't waste it.
My wish is simple. Seal this gate forever. Trap the entity and never let it threaten our world again.
The core accepted. A deep tremor shook the walls. Cracks raced across the stone as the gate's foundation began to collapse.
No. What have you done? We could have been gods.
The gate pulled at Saito, dragging him into the collapsing portal as punishment for defiling its purpose.
Yuto, save me. I'll do anything.
You get the same mercy you showed me. None.
Saito's scream was swallowed by the void. The chamber crumbled, and the gate's light began its long, final fade. The dungeon spat him out as it collapsed, a violent upward rush of light and screaming stone. Yuto crashed onto the cobblestones of the city square, dust and debris raining around him. The crowd parted in stunned silence. He rose slowly, the ancient sword still gripped in one hand. Behind him, the gate shrank to a point of light and vanished with a soundless detonation. Miyuki ran through the crowd, her face stricken, stopping short as he raised a hand.
Yuto, is it really over?
The gate is sealed. No one else will be sacrificed.
He walked past her, through the silent crowd, leaving bloody footprints on the stone. No celebration followed him, only a collective breath held too long, finally released. The sword dissolved into ash in his hand, leaving only the shattered pieces of the bracelet on the ground. The price of a world saved. Yuto stood at the cliff's edge, the city below healing around the gate's scarred absence. Miyuki's footsteps crunched on the gravel, and she stopped a respectful distance behind him.
I always hated heights, but you seem to find peace up here. Was it worth it? All the blood, the time, the revenge.
The revenge. It was hollow. Watching him fall didn't fill the hole he left, but sealing the gate, knowing no one else will be thrown in as bait, gave me a reason to keep breathing.
A quiet wind filled the silence between them, carrying the noises of a city learning to live again.
I couldn't have done it without you, Miyuki. Thank you.
You never needed help. You just needed someone to believe you.
For the first time in 2 lifetimes, Yuto's lips curved into a faint smile. Yuto descended the cliff path and walked into the city's heart, where children chased one another through sunlit streets. Stalls had reopened. Laughter replaced sirens. The gate was fading from memory, as if it had never been. He paused before the old guild hall. Its windows were dark, its doors sealed with rusted chains. No light inside, no voices. The place where he'd been judged now held only dust and silence. His fingers brushed the bracelet shards in his pocket, a weight that no longer pulled him down. He did not stop. He did not bow, he simply walked on. Beyond the city's edge, the horizon broke clean, unmarked by portals, unbroken by fear, a future unwritten, but now undamned. The world could breathe again.
I am still here. That's enough.
He walked into the light, and the world followed, step by fragile step.